So I was just on my way home from a pig breeder out in Murphy, nearby where we live, and is where we actually got Addie from. When we ordered the semen for Addie, I ordered it through a company in the Midwest, and come to find out, the gentleman that I actually got Addie from, that is what he does. So next time I breed her, I won't have to pay for overnight shipping, because it only lasts so long. You have within a week. You have a short window that you can actually breed them. You have like 7 days before the semen goes bad, and so it's just timing it just right. But when I ordered the semen, they forgot to send me the applicators that you insert into the cervix. So I had to run around town trying to find it. Well, long story short, I ended up back at the original place where I bought Addie. And he's a breeder, and I can just go to him to get semen next time, which that is what I'll do. So I'm going to be breeding her either today or tomorrow. So I'll take a video of that. And then on our way home, there was a chicken coop on the side of the road with like 6 laying hens, like fully grown laying hens on the side of the road that were free. So I went and got a dog kennel and brought them back home, and I'm going to leave them in a smaller kennel for like about until tonight, and then I'll introduce them to the flock. I want to get them out of that stressful situation of being inside the dog kennel, and then I'll introduce them to the flock at nighttime, because usually when you introduce them at nighttime, they say it goes well. It goes a little bit better because there's a whole pecking order that with chickens. So when it can be a stressful thing to introduce new hens into the flock. You have to really just watch them and be mindful of that. So I'll be doing that tonight. So there's lots going on here, so stay tuned for more videos. So I'm going to take it. I already dug my hole. I'm gonna take the whole thing of soil, and it's still pretty moist, so that's good. And I dug a really deep hole, and I'm going to lay it in there, break up all this soil, lay it in there, put this soil around it to those first set of leaves, and then I'm going to put the mulch around it. Yeah, I'm gonna put the mulch around it. It's kind of hard to get to not allow the soil to get mixed with the wood chips, but after it breaks down, it's really not going to matter anyway, because every year we'll probably put more wood chips on top. So it really doesn't matter. So that's the first one, and I'm gonna go through and clip out any leaves that like these leaves right here at the bottom, the seedlings, the first leaves that it sprang. And if you look here, you can already see little suckers. So right here, let me see, can you guys see that? Okay, right here you see this little sucker. If you just pull that out, it'll allow all the energy to go to the top part of your tomato plant, and causing it to really thrive. When you have these little suckers, what they do is they zap the energy and take away from bearing fruit. So it'll create another stem and another stem. And the more stems that you have, the more energy it's going to take to produce fruit. So if you just allow it to focus on growing upward, you'll have probably less fruit, but bigger fruit, if that makes any sense. All right. So I'm doing 3 across, and then they're 24 inches apart. These hog paneling that we got, we cut them so that they'd be long and tall enough for them to trellis up. So I'll be able to do a tomato plant on this side, tomato plant on this side, but I'm doing 3 on this side, 3 on this side, and then 3 on this side. So that'll give me 9 plants inside, which is pretty good. I'll be having more outside, so I'll have more tomato plants outside in my garden out there. So, okay, I'm putting this in. What's up, buddy?
What's it say? Instead of a banana, can I have a yogurt?
Yeah,
or
you can
something?
have yogurt.
Huh?
Yes, you can have yogurt. Okay. The really cool thing about the wood chips is snails don't like it as dry. It absorbs the moisture, so it tends to keep the cabbage moth, not cabbage moths, but like the green worms. I don't know, it's like a cabbage worm or whatever. I think they're called. I don't know the technical term for them, but it keeps them off of your plants so that they can't crawl up and lay their eggs, which is kind of nice. I don't know if it's gonna stay that way through the season, but I believe that I don't know if it's gonna survive. Hey, Judah, what you doing, buddy? You're gonna come in here and say hi. Where's Sayla? You know where Sissy is?
I don't know.
You don't know?
What should we see? Sayla?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's right by here.
Oh, she is?
Yeah. Mama's gonna help me.
You want to help me?
Yeah. Can I get a tool? A gardening tool?
A gardening tool, honey? I have a gardening tool. Where do I have a gardening tool? I have a gardening tool somewhere for you.
Can you move?
So I'm going to finish planting these, and for time's sake, I'm going to pause the video, and then I will resume and show you guys what I did after I am done. Okay, so I want to show you guys this root system right here. So these are the heirloom tomatoes. These are like, they're different colors. They'll have yellow, red. Some are like a purple, purplish, like a reddish green. So they'll all be a different varieties. But they usually have like this purplish color to their stem, and you see all these hairs. So I'm actually going to try to plant it as deep as there, so that way the root system will be even stronger. So I'm going to dig really, really, really deep. I feel a rock here. I'm going to dig really deep in here, plant that there, and then backfill it with this good composted, this is actually cow manure from last year that we put in these beds, and then I'm going to bring the wood chips up and around it to protect it from, number one, touching the soil, and number two, from any bugs that would like to crawl on the soil, like caterpillars and stuff, and like bugworms, I think they're called, or green glowworms, I think they are. I don't know. Okay, so that's that. I'm done with planting those ones. We're gonna go over here to this next hog panel, and we're gonna plant the rest of them over here. And Mr. Judah's gonna help me. Hey, buddy, you want to help me? So we're gonna first, let's get all the wood chips away from here.
Can I do it?
You can dig the holes. How about that? Let me just move all the wood chips to this side. Okay? Okay?
Okay.
And then I'm going to have you dig the holes. So one here, Judah. Oh, wait. What are we going to do here? Yes. We're going to do over here too. Hold on a second, buddy. Because we can't have them all growing on this, because these are going to be growing on that one. So we may have to plant it here and put one of those other, so a hole there, a hole, okay, hold on, a hole right here for me. Okay, can you do that?
Yeah.
Pull right there for me. Go ahead, buddy. Got it? Sayla. Okay, tell me when you're done. Sayla. No, baby. Are you watering my plants? Water the plants.
I use this side because
You're done? You did it? Okay, let me plant it. You got my hole for me?
yeah.
Okay. So, I'm gonna go here. I probably could have spaced them a little farther apart on the other side, but I'm trying to get as much in here as I possibly can. Really trying to grow in this space as much nutrient dense food as we possibly can. So Sayla, water the mommy's plants, baby girl. Can you do that? Not that one, but here I'm gonna, because remember these are gonna be inside. I'm gonna put them inside those wire baskets, because these ones right here are gonna be growing up this hog paneling, and I don't want them both growing up together, because then they'll be competing, and I don't know if you can even do that. I don't think it would be good for the plant. They may cross pollinate. I mean, they're all the same thing, so it really doesn't matter.
Can I do the last one, Mom?
We're gonna put this here. Actually, you know what, Judah?
What?
We're gonna put this here, because I don't see why not. Why can't you? They're the same variety. It would just make complete sense. And the roots aren't next to each other, so it really doesn't matter. I mean, they're at least 18 inches apart. So, get that all good in there. Put wood chips around it to mulch it so that it stays hydrated. And then here, I'm going to plant my other one. So, Good Friday is this Friday, and that is very special to us, to our family, because of what Jesus has done for us. I can only testify, hey buddy, don't do that. I can only testify, like John said, I can only testify of the things I've both heard and seen in my own life. Oh no, buddy, I planted stuff there, not in here. Like John said, I can only attest of the things I've both seen and heard. And he had an eyewitness account of his relationship with Jesus. And for us who haven't seen him physically with our eyes, spiritually, we can only attain to the things that we both heard and seen the Lord do in our own life. That's why I know that Jesus is real. Not only because of the prophetic word that proves that Jesus was real and that he came and died for us on the cross. The facts prove it. The prophecy proves it. But I know personally in my own relationship with the Lord, because there's things that I've prayed for and I've seen them manifest themselves in the physical in radical ways. So this day, Good Friday, means a lot to our family, because we celebrate not only the Lord going through Jerusalem to be crucified, taking our scourging on his back, walking through the streets being mocked and persecuted as he went to Golgotha. On that day we mourn, but then come Sunday, we celebrate the resurrection and the life. We celebrate. So what was I talking about? Oh yes, before I was talking about Good Friday and how much it means to our family. If it wasn't for Jesus going into Jerusalem on Good Friday, we would have no hope. That's what Paul said. Paul says you know, like everything I do is in vain if the truth of the cross is fake, you know, it's all vain. But I know by my own account that what Jesus has done for me, and no one can take that away from me, you know. Nobody can tell me that that isn't true, and that there isn't a God, because I've seen him work in my life personally in a way that only he can get the credit for, if that makes any sense. So I hope you all have a good Friday and a wonderful Resurrection Sunday. I'm going to, this one has rot. See, it's like rotted at the tip. I'm not planting those. So, I mean, you know, that's part of gardening is looking at your seedlings, and if they already look sickly, don't even bother planting them, because it probably isn't even going to produce. And I mean, it may. I mean, you can try it, but I have so many other seeds. Like I planted so many of everything that if I lose one or two, I'm not going to be upset about it. And here I have I see a hole in the ground, so probably where mole or ants or something has eaten away at that, made a little tunnel. So we'll see how these do. See how those do. Planting this one. Hey guys, so I just got done planting all of my heirloom tomatoes in here in my garden beds inside, on our custom fitted hog paneling that we put in here, so that they can grow up and train them to go upward. Another thing is, when your tomato plants get to a certain height that you want them, like say I don't want them to go much higher than this, I guess I could attach like fishing wire here to this, to down that, to that, and I can train it to go up that. But I don't need to do that. If you want to just stop your plant from growing upward, all you do is you just snip the top of it. You snip right here, this top crown right here that has the baby growth on it. You would just cut that off, and then the plant would be forced to grow fruit outward instead of upward. So I'll probably do that once they get to a little bit higher than this. I will probably cut the tops of all of them off so that they can just focus on not bearing more fruit, but bearing bigger fruit. You can get a lot of fruit, a lot of tomatoes, or you can try to get bigger quality tomatoes by pruning your tomato plants, and just clipping away all the stuff that's dead, as I mentioned before in the other slide before this. So that is done. I'm gonna water it at the base, that way it'll be nice and wet. Morning guys, so we
Boom.
came out here. Boom?
No, Boone.
Boone? Oh, okay, I like that name. So we came out here this morning. The hens all got out. They dug out a hole in our atrium over here, on the other side of our greenhouse over here. They dug out of the bottom over there and got out this morning. So we got them all back in. The really cool things about hens is that they are such homebodies. Like, they will go out and roam, but they know where home is. Like, they will always, at the end of the day, they'll always come back to their nesting spot, to their house, to their, you know, their place where they dwell and they lay their eggs. So we got them all in. And remember last night I told you that we introduced 3 new birds. 4. We introduced 4 new birds. 4 new birds to our flock that we found on the side of the road. These birds are really clean. I checked them out. They didn't have any mites or anything like that. No sicknesses. Their claws looked all good and everything like that. Their talons looked good and everything like that. So I introduced them to our flock last night, and they say if you introduce a bird at nighttime, then chances are they wake up. It's like, oh, no big deal. Oh, you've been here the whole time. It's kind of an easier transition. But sure enough, my hens know exactly who is in this hen house, and you know, they establish a pecking order. So I wanted to show you, because I had 28 hens before I picked up these 4. No, we lost 2. Remember we lost 2. Kuma, yeah, when they were babies, Kuma ate them. So we had 28 hens. I introduced 4, so that's 32, and then we have 6 in the brooder, 6 Wyandottes, black laced Wyandottes in the brooder, that we'll be introducing. So we'll have about 36 hens all together. But right now they're establishing a pecking order. They're out here scratching away at this corner section of our property. They're doing such a good job. They've been out here only probably like a week, and I don't let them out all the time, but in the mornings, and then well, I guess for about a week. I've been letting them out for about a week every day, and they have really scratched it up and just cultivated it for me so that I can just put all of this goodness inside of our inside of our bed. So this guy right here we got yesterday. And Josiah, I think he should be Boone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, see, they're establishing their pecking order right now. So, you guys, hey, no. See how they're flexing? You're in my view, buddy. I can't see. See how they're flexing? And he's letting them know, or she's letting them know, no, I'm the alpha. I'm It's just so interesting. So that's over with. All is well, it seems like. They may go at it again. Sometimes it can get pretty bloody and pretty bad, but no, Sayla, don't go there, baby. That's yucky. Well, they can peck out at their eyes. They can really hurt each other, and they can sometimes draw blood, and that's when you wanna separate them. If that ever happens, you want to take the hens out of the situation for just a short time and then reintroduce them back in, because you know you don't want them. You do it to the one that's pecking at the other one. You don't take the one that's getting pecked at out. You take the one that's bullying out and you seclude her. So that way she'll learn her lesson, and then you introduce her back into the flock after a period. But it seems like all is well right now. They're all getting along. Here's the other one. Josiah, I think she should be called Boone, only because she's got that breastplate on her, and she, like right here, she's got that white breastplate on her chest. All right. Morning, Miss Sayla. You say morning? Morning. This Binky for 9-9. Binky, no, now. Not now. Binky for 9-9.
Are you gonna try getting the...
So yeah, I wanted to also say, so last night we tried inserting Addie with the AI with the semen, and she would not hold in a... I know she's in heat for sure, because her behavior tells me she's in heat, but she wouldn't hold in a standing position. So this would be, I think today would be day 2 of her being in heat. So I'm going to try again today to see if she'll hold in a standing position for me. And if she does, then I'll go ahead and I will, I'll insert her with the first dose, and then 24 hours after, or actually 12 hours later, I'll insert her with the other dose. And then because this is her first time, actually, our first time doing this with her, I'm actually, a gentleman here in the valley who is a pig farmer and breeder, and he does the genetics and everything like that. His name's Will Bickle. He told me, give him if I can, give her a half a dose at first, wait 12 hours and do it again at nighttime, give her the other half of a dose, and then tomorrow morning give her that final dose, the whole thing, and chances are she'll be pregnant. So I think I'm going to take his suggestion. He's been doing this like 60 years. I think he knows what he's talking about, and I'm such a newbie at this, so I'm going to go ahead and do that probably. So when I do that today, I'll shoot a video for you guys to see it. Addie. Attempt number 2 to try to breed Addie. Hey Josh, will you go get me one of those containers out of the fridge? Will you go get me one of the containers out of the fridge? You guys excited? You ready?
Yeah.
Miss Addie, are you ready? Are you ready, Miss Addie? I know, Mom. Yeah, I know. Yeah. You ready? Are you ready?
Is she saying yeah?
Yeah. Are you ready? Oh, yes. Yes, you
Are
are.
you ready? Is she saying yeah?
Yeah. Okay, so I came out here to see if Addie would hold for me, but she's not holding for me. So if I apply pressure to her back right here, usually they'll stand in a holding position, but see how she's moving? And you can even start to rub on her side. It lets her know that there's a boar trying to mount her, but she's not holding in a standing position for me. So this may be just the second day that she's in heat. They're in heat for 5 days. So I'm gonna try again tonight and see if maybe she'll hold still for me. If not, then I'll try again tomorrow and we'll see what happens. So we'll show you a video of tomorrow, our third attempt, or actually it'll be our second attempt. But see, she's not holding still for me. See, usually she feels like she's trying to get away because she thinks that there's a boar trying to mount her, and she's not ready. She's not ready yet for him to be on top of her. So the hopes are that you try to mimic the same thing as what would happen naturally, and see if that works. She's gonna dig this up right here. So I'll take a video of that when we do that tomorrow. Okay, so my son Joshua came out here and he removed all of the compost pile that I had here, and he put it in the back of our property over there, where all the chickens are at, which I've shown you guys before. Here's Addie's pig pen. There's Addie. Hey, Addie girl. And then I have my chickens over here. So all of this compost right here is all gonna get scratched up by the hens, and I'll be able to use it in my garden beds. So I'm gonna plant my potatoes over there. It's super rich soil, nutrient dense soil, has everything I need in it. It's loose. I can dig it, probably a really big hole. So I'm going to be planting my potatoes over here, probably some asparagus as well, because this is a really good plant area. And then clean up over here in this area. Oh, it's going to be so awesome. We put wood chips here in this garden bed to retain the moisture in the soil, hoping to implement the Eden method. Well, we have implemented the Eden method in all of our garden beds and everything. I've already seen really good results with my starts, my indoor plants that I transplanted outside. I see really good results already from putting the wood chips down. So I'm really excited about what the garden's going to look like in the summertime. So all good stuff. I'm going to go ahead and dig a hole right here and start planting my potatoes. What's up, Sigma? What's up, buddy?
Mom, why are there ants everywhere?
Because there's an ant farm over here, and I don't want you guys over there. Can you move, please, if she sees you over there? There's an ant farm. I don't want you over there.
Look at Dixie.
There is a ton of rocks still, though.
Hi!
That's not gonna be good.
What's an ant farm?
Where there's like a colony of ants.
And?
Yep.
And what? Oh.
There's a lot of rocks. So that's not really gonna work. But maybe over here.
Is this all compost?
It's been composting, yeah, but there's a ton of rock in it. No, buddy.
Yeah, that is a lot of rock.
There's a ton of rock in this. Even though it's got compost on top of it, the soil is super rocky, and I don't think I should plant potatoes in here. I don't think they'll do well. Unless I sifted. Elijah, there's a ton of ants crawling all over you. Unless I sifted the rock out and used just the soil. So I might have to rethink that one. Okay, so I figured it out. So I dug deeper then and made like a bed, and then I'm gonna just put the topsoil on top of it. But so I'm gonna space these about 12 inches apart, 12 to 15 inches apart. But hearts mean a lot to our family. The Lord always gives us a heart rock every time we go to the coast, and just hearts mean a lot to me. So this is a potato that we had, and it's in the shape of a heart. So I really feel like this is, the Lord wants us to plant this one. So we're gonna plant it right there in the middle, in the center of these potatoes, and hopefully, I do believe that it's going to produce a lot. So I'm really, really excited to see what the Lord does with that one. Thanks, buddy. You filming me? Okay, so I'm gonna just top it with a topsoil. A lot of the soil is kind of rocky, so I don't think it'll really matter with the potatoes. I think they'll be able to push through it and grow through it. But so I'm just gonna fill the hole back in. I'm gonna plant some asparagus over here too, but I don't think that's actually gonna. The soil is really rocky, and asparagus need to be planted about a foot deep by a foot wide. So you need to go really, really deep with it, and you need to put the roots. The reason why a foot across is because you put the crown facing up on the asparagus plant, and then you have the roots going out. I have one, I'll show it to you guys. Just give me 1 second. Sweet purple and Jersey asparagus, Jersey Night, I believe they're called. But so there's the crown right here at the top, and what you want to do is when you put them, you build a trench, a 12-inch trench by a 12-inch deep, and you put the roots like this, and then you put all that soil on top of it. Because asparagus roots go really, really deep. They can go up to 14 feet deep, which is a miracle. But that's what they're known to have, a really good root system. So that's the way you would want to plant it, and then the asparagus obviously would shoot up from the crown. I was gonna plant them here, but it's not gonna work here because the soil is really rocky, and I can't really dig super deep here. I mean, I may be able to. It'll just be a lot of work. It's not. It's more coarse.